And we are live, my friend. Andrew, welcome, my friend. Good morning to you.
Thank you.
Don't be nervous, man. We're gonna have some fun. I want the tiger Andrew. Like, we're gonna have some fun. Like I was saying off air. I mean, listen. I fully anticipate we're gonna get some rejection this morning. We're gonna get some pushback. We'll have a lot of fun, I'm sure. And so today, everybody watching this live, Andrew, welcome, my friend. Let's turn that off. We don't want to hear my voice twice. That would be obnoxious. So today we're calling in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we're going to call some for sale by owners. We're going to call some for rent by owners. You and I will kind of go back and forth. I'll call some just like we always do. And then you'll call some, give you some live coaching right here on the spot, answer some questions, and hopefully get you some appointments and some leads. How's that all sound?
Sounds great.
You ready to rumble?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Sweet. So I'm going to start off calling. I want you to just kind of pay attention. We'll kind of break down the calls after I call each prospect. And the cool thing is you got your little man next door with your younger brother watching them. So we can really, really have some fun this morning.
Yep.
All right. We are going to call. So what I'm going to do, just so you know, I'm going to call down your list in sequential order so you know which prospects I'm calling first, okay?
Okay.
So I'm calling in Salt Lake City, Utah. Everybody watching this live, I have never even been to Utah. I know nothing about the market. So let's see how we do. That's part of the fun of it. We'll call our first FSBO now. Maybe. Well, maybe not. Come on, what's the deal? Let's call. Why can I not call? This app I'm using is terrible. I need to get a new one because I don't know why this doesn't work. How's the market real quick in Salt Lake? Is it selling like crazy, everything?
Yeah, it's super, super fast. Honestly, it's kind of tough to even, it's like a lot of times if I have buyers, I got to be at the property the day that it comes on. Otherwise, they're not getting it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. The stats came back in for October. We haven't got November yet from the MLS, but the October ones, I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes between the average and the median days on market. I think it said like the median days was 9 in October.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna call. I'm just gonna call because I don't know what's happening. So let's just call from. We'll call from my phone. So let's do it. So that number didn't work. So average price points. I was looking through some of your leads you sent me. You've got a bunch of that are over $1 million. Is that normal, or what is the average price point in Salt Lake?
So is that for the for sale by owner ones?
For sale by owner or expired, yeah.
It kind of depends. I mean, Salt Lake City. So the for sale by owner, I have the 50-mile radius, so it goes out pretty far. It covers the whole county and down into the next county, Utah County. But in Salt Lake County, there are some areas that are $1 million areas.
But that's not normal, right?
Not normal to get like a bunch of them, but I get definitely a few a week.
Okay.
I think average is about 400,000.
Hello, can you hear me okay? Yeah, this is Brandon. I'm a realtor. I was calling about a property. Do you have a property for sale by owner right now?
I don't.
Oh, is that someone that you know that's selling the property?
Well, what property are you talking about?
Well, that's what's so interesting. It's literally the street that I have on my records is 123 Main Street. I don't know if that's right or if that's an error.
Oh, are you talking about the mobile home ad I posted?
Potentially, yeah. So I saw a for sale by owner ad, and so that's a mobile home.
There's not an actual mobile home. It's just an ad saying that we're looking to buy mobile homes. That's what the ad says.
Got it. Okay, so you guys, there's no property you're actually selling at this point.
That's correct.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, good. Well, I apologize. I had my notes screwed up, but I appreciate your time this morning, and you have a great day.
You too.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye now. Can't do nothing with that.
Nope.
So 123 Main Street on your FSBO leads. Don't call that one again.
Okay, got it.
All right, let's keep rock and roll. Let me now I can fire through these because I'm just going to call from my phone.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. That was the
Let's see
second
what
one.
we can. Yeah.
Hey, this is Jenny Brown. Sorry I missed your call. Go ahead.
I'm just going to fire through these. So that one just texted me back and said I can't talk. So that Aaron one, I would absolutely text them. You should text them right now if you wanted to. Just say, hey, when's a good time? You should just introduce yourself and ask them when a good time is to jump on a quick call. You just got a few questions about the property.
Okay.
And then while you're doing that, I'll call the next lead. Hello?
Oh,
Hey, good morning. This is Brandon. I'm a realtor. I was calling about the property for sale. Is this the owner?
huh?
Yeah, and on the ad, it didn't say your first name. What was your first name?
Yeah.
Miguel. My name is Brandon. Nice to meet you. This property on South Gold Ridge Drive. I understand you're selling that for sale by owner. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. That makes sense. I mean, the market obviously here is really, really hot. Are you planning to stay here in the area, or were you off to when the property does sell?
Yeah.
You're staying right here in the area?
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Now, have you already found a new home, or are you still searching for something?
I already got you.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this. I mean, are you open to the idea of an agent bringing you a fully qualified buyer for the property at this time? Ooh, I lost him. Let's get back to that guy. We're going to set you some appointments this morning.
Yes, please.
Wonder if his phone died.
Hey, I think this one is a mobile home as well.
Is it? Why? How do you know that? Oh, because the price point?
Price point, yeah, it's like 30,000.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that.
No, I just skip over those ones.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So the way I see it, so everybody watching on YouTube, the way I'm looking at these on like an Excel file. Obviously, if you're calling from a Vulcan 7 or a Red X, what lead source do you use right now?
Vulcan.
You do, yeah. So if you guys are calling from Vulcan, you'd see all this information. It'd be better displayed than what I'm seeing right now. So I'm going to call the next one.
Yeah, the next one looks good.
Cool.
You have reached the voicemail box.
I'm going to leave a voicemail actually.
356029224. At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Paul, Brandon here. I'm a realtor. I was calling about your property for sale on Ranch Drive. I understand you're selling it by owner, which I absolutely respect, Paul. Just had a couple quick questions for you about the property. If you could, give me a call back when you've got some time, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks. So obviously he's got caller ID, right? So he can call me back. I didn't want to drop my phone number on YouTube live.
Get blasted.
I just thought about that. I'm like, I could.
I know. I saw
get
you
crushed.
there.
Yes. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. So let's look at this next one. Make sure I don't call any more mobile homes.
There's no more on that list.
Let's
I checked
see.
through.
All right, cool. Perfect. 35. How's your business right now?
It's going.
You still building?
Still building.
Farm.
Hello.
Hey there, good morning. This is Brandon. I'm a realtor. I was calling about the property on Whitney. Is this the owner?
Yeah. It's not actually on Whitney. That I had to correct that listing.
Got it.
Somehow autocorrect put in the wrong address.
What is the actual
Actually,
address?
Mapleton.
Mapleton, okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you a couple quick questions while I've got you. You're asking $485,500. That's the correct price though, correct?
Right.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. And I see you're selling it for sale by owner. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense in this market. Can I ask you, are you open to the idea of an agent bringing you a fully qualified buyer at this time?
I am.
Okay, very good. And so are you living in the property or is it vacant?
It's a rental.
Oh, it's a rental. Okay.
I have a very good renter in there. I want to accommodate them the best I can.
Okay. And when's the lease up? When are they planning on moving out? Do we know?
They're on a month to month. They are contemplating, since unexpectedly a couple of children are moving out, they may want to stay if they can qualify, or they may want to move. And whether that'll be January or February, they really weren't sure. But
Got it.
there's a lot of uncertainty there, which is all I can tell you.
Yeah, fair.
They're thinking about it, and
Fair enough. Because potentially we could market the property to investors, right? To purchase another investment property. Can I ask you, are you just trying to kind of get out of the business? You're over being a landlord at this point. Is that kind of your goal?
well, I have my reasons for pulling our equity out.
Yeah, fair enough. And can I ask you, with the market being the way that it is, obviously I don't think you'll have any problem selling it on your own. If for some reason you can't, would you consider looking at some other options, potentially meeting with me, looking at some things that I can do to help you get the property sold?
Well, that's hypothetical. I've got another realtor that has a California buyer that wants to see it.
Sure.
So, it may move quite quickly.
Yeah, and I fully, I would fully anticipate that to be the case. If for some off chance it's not, I'd love the opportunity to interview for the job, kind of show you what we could do. If at that point, maybe 30 days goes by, you can't sell it. Would that be fair?
I'd consider it. Yeah, you get deluged with agents calling you when this happens, and
I
there's
bet.
some that I know already, but yeah, I'd interview.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, then what I'm going to do, and obviously, yeah, it sounds like you've got some relationships in the business, which everybody these days knows a realtor. And when the time comes, if the day comes, maybe we can talk about getting together and I could show you what we could do from there. What was your first name?
I'll keep your number handy. How's that?
Yeah, perfect. What I'll do, and really I don't mind, I'm going to send you a copy of our resume. Take a look at it. And if there's a day that ever comes where you want to talk about it, we can do that. Is that fair?
If you have a qualified buyer, give me a call and we'll work out a deal.
Yeah, that's fair. And so I'll stay in touch with you if you're okay with that, and we'll see how the process goes. And if it makes sense for us to talk further, we can do that. Fair enough?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, very good. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
You got
Okay.
it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So what are your thoughts?
He was pretty tough. Usually people kind of give in to at the end, like when you're, fair enough, that kind of thing. And he just kept going, no. You bring me a buyer. I felt like he kind of saw through what typical people don't, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do at the end is at least get an agreement for us to follow up, right? That's what I at least wanted to get. You know, I didn't want to force the lead that we talk about all the time in our coaching calls. I wanted to at least see if he was open to the idea of having further conversations. So like that guy, I would follow up with him, right? I mean, he wouldn't even give me his first name, right? So I would send him a text and just say, hey, you talked to my business partner, Brandon. I'll stay in touch with you. I would put him in the follow-up system and see how your next follow-ups go and see if you can kind of crack that thing there. Because remember we talk about nothing is as it seems. And we talk about, hey, should I follow up with this lead? Should I not follow up with this lead? How do we know what to follow up with? Are they telling me the truth? Are they not? Well, that guy, for me, I feel comfortable following up with. He said one thing that makes me feel comfortable with. What do you think I heard, or what did you hear that makes me feel that way, you think? I think we're losing you, Andrew. Uh-oh, your mic's going out again. Not this again. I can barely hear you, so I don't know what happens with the speaker on that. So try to fix that. And then what I heard for everybody watching on YouTube, I asked the prospect if he was open to interviewing me in the future. And yeah, he gave me some resistance, but he said, yeah, I'd be willing to interview agents. So for me, this is a for sale by owner that absolutely makes sense for me to follow up with, because he's open to that idea. So he's open to working with an agent if we brought him a buyer, which is half the battle. And then he's also open to interviewing agents long-term. Andrew, trying to talk now. Let me see if I got your audio back. You know what? Let me think. So I got to use my phone. So, all right, let me just call through some more of these and see if we can get your audio back. I'm going to call the next lead. Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
All right. So you know what? Now unmute yourself. I think you're back. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Try to talk now. Oh, no. Turn your volume all the way up. On your computer or whatever device you're using, turn the volume up. Zoom automatically puts your volume to 0. I can barely make you out, but I can kind of hear you out. So yeah, go ahead. I'm going to start calling some for rent by owners. All right, so let me answer some of your guys' questions that you guys have right now, and then I'll move on to calling some of Andrew's for rent by owners. All right, so let's see. What's up, Michael Clevenger, Matt Sousey, Rob? How you guys doing? Joel, good to see you. Let's see. Want to make sure that I get to your guys' questions as well. Yeah, that prospect, he was not giving up the email. He wouldn't even be able to give up his first name, so that's okay. Michael, you said, what's the one thing? Or what is the one thing? So tell me more about that, Michael Kosman. What do you mean by what is the one thing? And I'll answer that for you. Okay, so I see you. If he didn't say that at the end, if he said he was committed to a realtor who he already has, do you pursue? Well, the response, try to talk, Andrew. Oh, okay. What's that?
Can I join from my phone?
Okay, you gonna try to go in? So if the prospect says he's got a real estate agent, I'm going to try to use one of our objection responses and essentially respond with, obviously there, knowing a real estate, there's a lot of people that know real estate agents. I'm just curious, when the time comes, obviously having perspective is always a good thing. Would you at least consider wanting to interview multiple agents before you decided to hire somebody, even though you've got a relationship, and see if they're open to different perspectives? And that's kind of the conversation we try to have with the prospect if they say they already have an agent. Joel says, would you want to call him back once a week? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So we have a full-blown, we follow up like 3 to 4 times a week, every single week. All right, I'm going to move on. What's up, Rob? I'm going to move on to call some of Andrew's for rent by owners, which is an amazing lead source. If you're not calling them, you absolutely should be. Let's shut down my email so that thing is quiet. So a for rent by owner, for all of you watching, is somebody who owns an investment property, a rental property, and is actively looking for a new tenant. So our approach there is calling that tenant and then seeing if they're open to the idea of selling their property right now because the market's so high. All right, let me try to pull that open. I mean, I can barely hear you. I mean, this is what happened on our coaching call that one time. I think there's like a speaker shortage or something. Is your volume all the way up? That's all right. Yeah, I can barely make you out. That's all right, dude. Let me call through your for rent by owner leads and we'll see how that goes and see what we can get you there. And then at least we can get through all of your fresh leads. So bear with me. On Zoom, everything runs slower. So I'm going to pull up your for rent by owner leads, call through those. All right, let's see. And do you call for rent by owners daily right now? Are they on like your daily calling list or no? Yeah, okay. All right, so let's call some of these. So anytime you guys are calling a for rent by owner and a property management company picks up, I almost just hang up right away. You don't even want to deal with those at all. Hello, Steven. Steven, this is Brandon. I'm a realtor. I was calling about the property for lease. Is that property still available by chance?
It's available, yes.
It is, okay. And is it tenant occupied now or is it vacant?
It is vacant.
Okay, gotcha. I'm trying to figure out, I work with a lot of property investors like yourself. With the market being the way that it is, have you considered selling that property if you knew you could get a great offer, or is the plan to hang on to it long-term as an investment?
The plan's to be an investment.
Okay. If the market continues to skyrocket like it's doing now, at some point, would you look at maybe getting the cash out and putting the cash elsewhere, or would you be open to that at all?
Well, price was there, then by all means, I mean, I don't think you can ever say never.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I guess what I would propose is this. What I'm going to do, if you're okay with it, Stephen, is I'm going to have my business partner, Andrew, we're with Coldwell Banker. I'm going to have him email you a full pricing analysis on the property so you can see what the property would sell for. And then you can decide if selling the property makes any sense. Is that fair? Oh, I just lost him. So yeah, we got all kinds of tech things happening right now. I'm going to call him right back. Steve, hey, sorry about that. Hey, what I was going to propose is we're going to email you a pricing analysis on that property so you can see what it's worth. And then we can decide if selling it now or hanging on to it might make more sense. Would that be fair?
Sure.
Yeah. And I've got your Gmail here. Is that the best email typically for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. I'm going to have Andrew, my business partner, he'll email you this afternoon or over the weekend. We'll follow up with you. We'll look at the pricing and then we'll see what makes the most sense. Is this your only rental? Or are you open to buying more if we could find you good deals as well?
It's my only one. I'm just starting out, so I don't have a second one lined up yet.
Got it. Got it. And so will this be your first tenant in this property or this is going to be the second one?
First time.
First time. Okay, cool. Well, let's see what it's worth. I mean, obviously you want to try to get a return on the investment and you might love being a landlord. You might hate it. I mean, regardless, if you rent it out now, we can look at the market next year after. Are you going to do a 1-year lease on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then potentially maybe we can look at what the market's doing next year, see if you like being a landlord and kind of go from there. Does that kind of sound reasonable?
sure.
Yeah. Well, very good, Stephen. Well, I'll have Andrew email you shortly. He'll send you all of our information. He'll get you a pricing analysis on the property and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got it. Talk to you soon. Bye. So that's why we love this niche, these types of leads, absentee owners and for rent by owners. These people are very reasonable. They're not getting bombarded with phone calls. And so you are calling for rent by owners daily, right, Andrew? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. You are. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let me call, what is that? Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Let me know if I see. So you'll try that again. I'll let you into the Zoom. And you saw that lead that I just called, right? You know which one it is? All right, cool. What's that? Oh, yeah, I did lock it. All right, hold on. Let me unlock it. All right, go ahead. Try to join in now. Oh, let's see. There you go. Let's see if the audio works on that device. All right, so unmute it. There you go. Now try to talk. No. Make sure you turn that speaker up. Unmute.
Now,
All right, I'm gonna call the next. There you go. Oh boy, we got some feet now.
am I on here?
Hear you. We can't see you, so that's all right.
We're good?
Go ahead and talk, Andrew. Make sure we got you.
Yep. Is it working?
Yep, it's working.
Oh, thank goodness. So sorry about that.
We can't see your face, but we can at least hear you now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so I'm gonna call the next for rent by owner, and then I'm gonna actually have you call some of these for rent by owners next. Okay.
Fantastic.
Hello, you've reached Mitch. I'm unavailable. Please leave me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hi, Mitch. This is Brandon. I'm a realtor. I was calling about your property for lease here on East Main Street. Trying to figure out if that property is still available. Got a couple quick questions for you. Give me a call back when you've got some time. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right, so let's have you. So now we can see you. We can hear you. You saw the lead that we generated that you've got to follow up with, correct?
Yes.
All right, so that's the Stephen lead. All right, so let's pick up from Spencer Tasso. Let's have you start with that, and let's get some couple for rent by owner contacts in there.
Okay. So I just want to make sure this computer does not die during it. Okay. All right.
No problem.
Good to go. For rent by owner. Okay, which one is it? The
Yeah, you should be at the ones I've already called. You want to start with the Spencer Tasso.
got it. Okay. All right, for rent by owner. I'm not super good at these ones yet, to be honest.
Hey, that's all right. That's what we're here to do, is learn, right?
Hi, you've reached Spencer Casper. Please leave me a message, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, Spencer, this is Andrew Cummins. I'm a local realtor. Saw your property for rent here on 9800 South. Just had a couple of quick questions about it. So if you could give me a call back when you get a sec, that would be great. My number is 801-717-7796. Thanks. Bye. Well,
All right, that's okay. What's that?
I kind of hesitated because I just gave everybody my number, but whatever.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. So they've got your number, right? So on voicemail these days, so you don't even have to drop your number. The thing with voicemail, right, in anything else with prospecting, is like the conviction, right? And like that well, let's make a couple more dials, but the confidence is where it's at with prospecting. You know what I mean? As soon as the prospect hears that voice, slow down, show more conviction, show more confidence. Even if you're scared shitless, right? Even if you're sweating and your knees are buckling, I get it, but you have to make the person believe that there's some conviction there, that they have that they should listen to you, right?
Okay.
And
so
obviously it's hard. You're calling live on YouTube in front of the world, so it makes it a little difficult.
So more confidence.
This is good training. This is what more confidence, slow down, right? Slow down the thoughts. Your thoughts is really what's driving when you're prospecting. So let's make a couple more contacts if we can.
Okay.
Hey, and I had one of your for sale by owners text me back, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So we'll talk about that one in a second.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, McKay.
Are you looking for McKay?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can I tell him who's calling?
Sure. This is Andrew Cummins. I'm a local realtor. I'm calling about the home for rent here on Cattail Drive.
Oh, well, you can talk to me. I'm actually the one that listed it, so I think it's both of our numbers on there.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a local realtor. I'm just calling because I was curious if, with how good the market is right now, if you guys might consider selling that property if you were to get the right price for it.
I can barely hear you. I'm sorry. And I've got kids yelling in the background.
Oh, sorry about that. Is this better?
That's way better. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I got to put it. I think I had it a little far away from my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just wondering if you guys might be open to selling that property versus renting it if you were to get the right price for it.
We actually want to try our hand at renting. That's kind of why we're doing it. Want to see if we want to be like rental landlords for the rest of our lives. So not right now. And we actually have a realtor that we love to work with. So.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. Honestly, I'm not really surprised. Most people know a realtor these days that I call. I was just curious about where you guys were at with that. So let me ask you, while I've got you, let me ask you, you know, if like a year down the road, you know, and you found out that you didn't like it, would you guys maybe consider getting rid of it at that point if you, you know, tried your hand and it wasn't for you?
I mean, maybe, probably, we'll see. I'm hoping that we'll like it and that everything will go well. But I mean, if it's the right price, then I'm sure we can be open to a discussion about selling it. So.
Okay, makes perfect sense. And I assume if you do like it, then you'd want to probably get a hold of some other rental properties as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I totally get that. So what I'd like to do, and what was your first name?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What was your first name? I don't think I got it.
Oh, I'm Kendra.
Kendra.
My
Nice.
kid is just
No worries. Sorry.
yelling in the background.
I got you. I've got an 11-month-old here, so I totally get it.
You understand.
Yes, definitely. So I won't take much more of your time. What I'd like to do, Kendra, though, is just keep in contact with you, see how it's going, see if you guys like it, and if the time comes that you do want to talk about getting rid of it, I'd love to see what I could do to help you guys out at that point. Or if you want to buy more rental properties, I'd love to help you guys, search for good deals and things that will help you cash flow. Does that sound reasonable to you?
Absolutely, that sounds fine.
Okay, awesome. So Kendra, and then what was your last name, Kendra?
Savage.
Savage, I love it. Great last name.
Too.
And then what's your best email, Kendra? I'll just send you my resume, and so you'll be able to see a little bit about me and who you're even talking to right now.
Sure, yeah.
Happy to do that for you. So.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kendra. Best of luck. Hope it goes well for you guys.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Good job. So I muted her email address, so it's all good there. So tell me, how do you think that went?
I thought it went pretty good. I was I was super nervous at first. I think you could tell. And then there was a rocky point where I was like, because I knew I kind of messed up. When I mess up, I can kind of catch it, which is why I like to video my calls in the morning that I do a lot on our Facebook group. So I can go back and be like, all right, what did I mess up? Because I know I did. But I mean, overall, it was good. She didn't bring up the fact that they had another realtor again. So I feel like that was probably a, nothing is as it seems kind of thing. And, obviously if they like it, they want to buy more properties. If they don't like it, they have a property to sell. So I think it's a good contact to have for the future. Yeah.
I think you did great. Are you open to a little bit of feedback and coaching?
Always.
All right, cool. So for sure, I mean, obviously this setting is enough to drive somebody absolutely mad, right? I mean, we're calling literally live. It's on YouTube. I mean, it couldn't be. That's part of this exercise is the more uncomfortable we can get ourselves, right? The better off we are, the more confidence we can build. Because if you can call in front of the world right now, well, certainly it's going to help you overcome the fear. This is part of the reason why I'm doing this. I'm calling in markets I know nothing. I don't know anything about anything here, right? So with that being said, I think that we really, really want to work on the confidence comes with knowing what to say. So, how often do you practice and how often are you role playing these scripts, these dialogues, your objection responses? What does that part of your business look like?
Definitely not as much as I should be doing it or could be doing it. For sale by owners, I do quite a bit. But for rent by owners, not as much, and expireds pretty much not at all, which I definitely need to start doing those. So yeah, not as much as I could be, that's for sure.
All right. So that'd be one thing. And I know it's difficult to get on the schedule because you may leave a role play session or a practicing session, and you may think like, I didn't get anything out of that, so I don't know the value of this. I should be spending my time somewhere else. But I'll tell you, you've heard it time and time again. I mean, the better and more realistic we get in practice when we're in the game, it makes it real simple, So I would absolutely start to practice your scripts. And so you know exactly what you're going to say. You don't have to think about it. That's number one. Number two is watch. You really want to listen to the prospects, like their level of resistance. Her level of resistance was growing, right? Here's what I imagine was happening at her house. She's got kids screaming in the background, right? She's got this sales guy here on the phone. You want to be more quick-witted. You want to be quicker with your questions and be more short-winded. You're a little long-winded when you try to ask these questions. So if you get more direct, more to the point, it allows the prospect to talk. And what do we want to do?
Listen.
Yeah, we want to be doing majority of the listening, which puts us in the driver's seat, puts us in control. So we want to be faster to ask these questions. So as an example, right, when she said she had the friend in the business, that quick response with, hey, I absolutely respect that. Most people these days do. If the time ever came where you'd have to hire an agent again, would you consider at least looking at another perspective? Quick question, get it right back to her. She says, yes, no, maybe so. And then the other question is, so you guys are going to try it out for a year. If a year comes and goes, values keep rising, and you don't like it, would you consider maybe potentially looking at selling the property at that point? Just being more concise with your questioning versus them being long-winded, because she knows what you're trying to ask, but she's being polite, letting you finish. Make sense?
Got it. Yep.
All right, cool. So let's. I just want to make sure you get this lead. So the one on, I want to give you this FSBO lead.
Okay.
It is. You know what I'll do? I'll message you. I'll send you an email with this afterwards. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So all right, cool. So you've got. Listen, I mean, we just called 2 for rent by owners, and you got 2 seller leads for your seller lead database, the SLDs, right? So let's call a couple more. I want you to get the hang of this call. This is a great opportunity for you to build your database. And these leads, again, for me, are my favorite, right? Absentee owners, for rent by owners. Let's call a couple more. You're doing a great job, dude.
Thanks.
This is Ian.
Hey, Ian, this is Andrew. I'm a local realtor. I'm calling about the property for rent here on Sunset Drive. Are you the owner?
I am, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was just curious, Ian, if with how good the market's doing right now, if you might consider selling that property versus being a landlord over it, if you got the right price.
Yeah, no, not at this time.
Not this time. Okay, is there a time in the future where you may think about it if you got the right price, like maybe a year from now, or if the market continued to trend upwards?
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe I have plans to do an addition and sell it for more. So.
Okay, so you're kind of planning on.
Not at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like you're kind of planning on selling it in the future, anyways. Am I right?
Yeah. Not sure when that'll be. Probably a while. But yeah, just not at this time.
Okay. Hey, no worries, Ian. So what I'd like to do is I'd love to keep in contact with you, and just, if there's anything that I can do to help you out with that property, I'd love to be able to do that. And as well, if you're ever looking for more investment properties, I know you can always use, more resources, more boots on the ground, and people looking for you. Does that sound reasonable that I could keep in contact with you with that?
Sure. Yeah, you have my number, so.
Okay, sounds good. And what I'd like to do is just send you a quick email with my resume as well, just so you know a little bit about me and who you're even talking to right now. What's your best email typically?
IanSupple@yahoo.com.
Okay, Supple. Is that Supple?
That is, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Okay, sounds good, Ian. I will, I'll keep in contact with you every once in a while, and we can go from there whenever you decide to let that go and see what price you can get for it.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it, man. Bye.
Okay, good. Now, so let's work on this. So, so when are you just uncomfortable with the call? Is that just making you super, super nervous?
Yeah. And I can tell, and like I said, I can tell when I'm bad. So that whole time I was just like, freak, I don't even know what to, I can tell it's going badly. And so that makes me more nervous.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think that went badly at all.
Okay.
What we want to do is when the prospect gives us that resistance, I almost said it in the speaker, but I didn't want to throw you off. All I wanted you to do was, let's do this. You should write those 3 words down somewhere and like put it on your wall. Because what I wanted you to do was say, well, let's do this. Why don't I send you an email? It'll have my information in there. I'll follow up with you in 6 months to see how this property is performing. And then at that point, we'll look at the market to see what makes the most sense moving forward from there. Fair enough? It's exactly what we worked on the coaching call yesterday. And that dude would have been like, yeah, that's perfect. So what we want to do is go very assumptive. All right. So not like it's always, well, let's do this. I'll go ahead and send you an email with my resume. So it's not a question. This is what you're going to do. So we're going to go super assumptive, right? And then in the middle, so you go super assumptive. After that, we're going to provide value, right? So I'll follow up with you in 6 months. We'll look at the marketplace. We'll determine if selling it or holding it makes more sense. And then we'll go from there. And then the third part is then gaining that agreement. And it's so easy for the prospect to agree to that.
Yeah, and I totally do that on for sale by owners. But with the for rent by owners, again, it's like the script in my mind is like, not as solid. And so I kind of just, I get in my own head, I guess, about it. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it totally makes a ton of sense. And so, you want to call a couple expireds? You don't have to. I mean, or what questions do you have? Because I think that what we need to do, why don't you call a couple FSBOs, your uncontacted FSBO leads real quick. I want to see if we can get a couple contacts there.
Sure.
You got a bunch in that file, and I'd love to see how those conversations go where you're more comfortable. Let's see how those go.
Yeah, I had to take a couple days this last week of Thanksgiving because of my car. I had to fix something on it, so I spent all day for a couple days doing that, so I didn't get to get back to these ones.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see if we can get a couple of good FSBO contacts and generate some leads or some appointments.
All right. Does it start with Holly? Is that the
you know what? I didn't get into your uncontacted file, so you got a lot of lead follow-up or a lot of lead cleanup to do after this prospecting session too, right? That's your third lead you've generated.
Yes. Yep.
All right, cool.
Okay, let me see. Trying to remember which one it's about. Okay, I'm gonna do this one.
38013806524.
Hey, Josh, this is Andrew. I'm a local realtor. Listen, I'm calling about your home for sale here. I just had a couple quick questions about it. So when you get a sec, if you could give me a call back, that would be great. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, shoot.
I can already tell you're more comfortable. I mean, you just know what to say. So let that be evidence that all you need to do is work on these other scripts to increase your confidence.
All right. And I was trying to take your advice there of going slower and sounding more confident. So I was
That was
focusing
way
on
better. That was way better. You should almost, and let me tell you one other thing to increase your confidence over the telephone. Raise your volume a little bit, right? So if you and I are talking like this, you hear my phone voice all the time. It's more like Andrew. It's more like that tonality. It's more that that volume. It's almost like you're slightly under screaming at the prospect.
Okay. Oh, 1.3 million. All right.
There you go.
These ones always make me nervous, the million plus ones for some reason.
I mean, I get it. I understand how it does, but I mean, they're no different. I like them. They're easier.
In my mind, it's like, I mean, I think it's inaccurate what I think, but I guess I know it's the same. But to me, I feel like people that can afford that property are, I guess a different type of person that, maybe somebody that's a little bit more direct or some, I don't know. That, again, that's just in my head.
Well, and I'll tell you, the reality is, at least what I've seen is those $1 million properties are the hardest ones to sell FSBO.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
so
how many people that are looking for that?
Exactly. So I love the luxury market.
All right, let's do this one.
Hi, this is Adam. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me a message or send me a text and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Adam, this is Andrew. I'm a local realtor. I'm calling about your home for sale here, and I understand you're selling it on your own. I just had a couple of quick questions about it. So if you could give me a call back when you get a sec, that would be great. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. I don't really know how to end them without putting my number in there, so that's why I'm a little awkward when I'm doing
that's
that.
all right. So what I want you to add on to your voicemail strategy, though, is I want you to end it with, if I don't hear back, I'll try you again.
Yeah, okay.
I want the prospect to know that we are going to have a conversation, that you're not just calling through a Rolodex, like we are actually going to have a conversation.
Okay, I'm just going to call the other number on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Holly?
Yes.
Holly, this is Andrew. I'm a local realtor. Listen, I'm calling about your home for sale here on Farmland Drive, and I understand you're selling it on your own. Is that right?
No, my husband, I think he's supposed to get to call me.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's my mistake then. I guess I will double check my notes on that one. Sorry about that.
No worries. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
What did she say? It's listed?
Listed with this flat rate brokerage here.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so with those in your market, you can't engage those. It's just like it's being listed, correct?
No, yeah, especially this one. It's a certain one. I don't want to drop names, but it's this. I mean, it's just this one that most people don't really like. It's very aggressive. So
Okay, got it.
yeah. Should I just delete that contact then?
Yeah, I mean, if that's the way your market works, I would, yeah.
She seems not sure that her husband did that, and it's on here. I'll just leave it and I'll look it up just to double check that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to delete it yet. All right. Oh, 21 million.
That's the list price?
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
So let's do this. I gotta. So here's that assumptive language, right? So let's do this. I got about 1 minute to my next meeting. I want to make sure that I give you some time, like to have some dialogue. What questions or challenges? Because you tagged me in another call the other day, and I want to walk you through. I guess in observing you making these calls, it's glaringly obvious that we need to spend a lot more time, on the practice field. So in game time, we can perform at a higher level. Now, again, I give you a lot of credit. You came on YouTube Live to do these. I mean, this is insane. So this is why I give you a lot of credit. But for me, that's the number one piece of feedback, is that we need to increase our intensity in practice. But what other things do you think you struggle with the most?
I think something that I struggle with is like understand, because I ask you about this all the time. It's like setting the appointments versus not setting the appointments. And, if I'm doing things right, because with my experience, I just feel like I'm always doing something wrong, which is why nothing's happening, I guess. But now I feel like I'm definitely on the right path with what I'm doing with you. And you've helped out tremendously. Like I can't even express how much you've helped me with all this stuff that I have going on now. But I guess it's just, my biggest question is like, now that I've moved on to like the script 2.0 and I'm qualifying people much more, and I feel like my skills are going up as well, that I'm getting people to say, oh yeah, in like 2 weeks, we'll think about it. You can follow up with me. Yes, you can send me the backup plan. It's like, it's all very clear what my purpose is now. But I'm still like not really setting appointments with them. And so I guess for me, I feel like I'm not doing that much, or I'm not having that much success because I'm not setting appointments with them on the first call. And none of them have really matured enough, I feel, for me to set appointments with them. So I haven't had any appointments for a little while, nor do I feel like I have any coming up like this week or next week.
All right, let's talk about that. All right, so first, I think another thing that you're going to want to work on is like how you do end these conversations with some of the things we talked about on yesterday's coaching call and on today's call, which is that process of being assumptive, right? And then providing value and then gaining agreement. I think that that's going to help you a lot with what you're talking about. So let me give you an example, okay? So you're using 2.0 script, which is essentially you're asking the prospect, you're saying, Andrew, let me ask you, if you can't sell the property in a couple of weeks or 30 days from now, would you consider looking at some other options? And they say yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say right after that point?
I'll be like, okay, great. Well, why don't we do this? I'll send you a quick email with my resume and my for sale by owner backup plan. What that includes is just a backup plan for if it comes to that point, then you'll kind of have more options on the table and be able to move forward from there. Does that sound fair? Yeah. And then I send them the email and ask if I can, or I send the email afterwards, but then I ask, hey, in the meantime, I'm here to help. Feel free to use me as a resource. More than happy to do it. I really don't mind, that kind of thing. And I try and get it across really clear that I'm here to help and that I'm going to follow up with them, or that I'll be in contact rather, offering advice and helping along the way.
All right, here's what I want you to do. So you did everything perfect, okay? So you say, okay, well, why don't I do this? I'll send you an email with my for sale by owner backup plan. I want you to be a little bit more assumptive there too. And I want you to say, take a look at it.
Okay,
and if a couple weeks goes by and it's something you want to meet with me and talk through in detail, I'd be happy to do so. Fair enough? They say, yep, no problem. Then you get the email address, okay? Now, this is where I want you to change everything. Are you ready?
Yep.
Now, what I want you to do is I want you to ask for the appointment right here every single time. So after you get the email address, so you go through that script, they get you the email. Okay, got it. I'm going to send you an email when we hang up. Now, Andrew, let me ask you, while I've got you, and I thought you were going to say this, but here's what you should say. While I've got you, can I ask you, if I could share with you this plan now and the numbers all make sense and I can help you get the property sold, would you consider at least meeting with me right now to look at the plan, and then you can decide if it makes any sense or not? Would that be fair? So I want you to ask for that appointment on the first call, right? And allow them to, you want to draw out the objection, number one. And then number two, you talk about being crystal clear. If you don't get the appointment, which there's a lot of the times that you won't, now that's step two. Now, step three is, here's how you're going to end the call. You're going to say, if they say, no, you know what, right now we're going to try to sell it on our own. You say, listen, no worries. I think that you should, quite frankly. Let's do this. Okay. Assumptive language. Let's do this. I'll follow up with you next week. I'll stay in touch with you. And if things start to go not the way that you want, maybe we can talk about getting together at that point. Does that sound fair? Get them to agree that they are going to meet with you. Get away from, I'm here to kind of just, help you out along the way. Drop that. Throw that in the trash can today.
Yeah.
You want to say, so you're going to ask for the appointment. And if you get one, boom, okay, great. If you don't get the appointment, just say, okay, well, let's do this. I'll follow up with you. I'll stay in touch with you. And if there comes a time where things aren't going as planned and you want to meet with me and talk about my plan, we can schedule time to meet at that point. Does that sound reasonable? Get them to agree right there. That's the magic that makes your follow-up calls go from the outhouse to the penthouse. Okay. So I want you to try that. I want you to start. Let's do a little role play. I want you to start from just the qualifying question in 2.0 and then get through the entire rest of the phone call.
Okay. Right now with you?
Yep.
Okay. So Brandon, if 30 days went by and for some reason you had a hard time selling it, would you consider looking at other options to help you get it sold at that point?
Yeah, I think we'd be open to that for sure.
Okay, great. Makes sense. And so what I'm going to do is, why don't we do this? I'll send you a quick email, which is my resume and my for sale by owner backup plan. Take a look at that. And if it's something that you want to talk about in the future, then maybe we can get together at that point and go over it. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, perfect. What's your best email typically?
Send it to my Gmail. So brandon@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. Got it. All right. So Brandon, while I've got you, let me ask you, if I could present this plan to you and it made sense and I could net you the money that you need to get you where you're going, would you consider interviewing me and talking about that plan now?
No, you know what? We're going to try. I appreciate it, but we're going to at least give this thing a couple of weeks before we did something like that.
Absolutely. It makes perfect sense in this market, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you next week, see how things are going. And if you want to talk about it from there, or if you want to talk about it at that point, then we can do that. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay,
perfect. Great. How
All right, that's okay. So good. So dude, you're so close. That's the first time you've done that role play, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Now,
I've
dude,
tried to do that, the asking for the appointment, but not as well as that with you just, telling me exactly how to do it. So
you right up into the point where you were going to end the call was like, dude, it was perfect. You did such a great job. You need to go back and watch this recording. You need to listen to yourself, dude. That sounded great. Let's do it. I'm going to do it one more time. I want you to do it one more time. Okay. So there's a couple little pieces in there that you can clean up, but you'll go back and listen to it. So Andrew, let me ask you, with the market being the way that it is, obviously I don't think that you're going to have any trouble selling it. If a couple weeks or 30 days goes by and you can't, would you consider at that point potentially meeting with me and looking at some other options?
Yeah, we'd be open to it at that point.
Cool. So let's do this. I'm going to send you just a quick email when we hang up. It'll outline exactly what my program entails. What is the best email for you typically?
Andrew@gmail.
Okay, got it. Now I'll email you when we hang up. Now let me ask you this. Well, I've got you now. I mean, if I could show you this plan that A, get your property sold, B, get you the money that you need, Andrew, and get you off to San Diego, is this something that you would consider meeting with me now and reviewing?
No, we don't really want to list right now. We're going to try it ourselves. I think we're going to have I think we'll be okay. So.
Yeah, fair enough. And I'm with you, by the way. I completely agree. And so why don't we just do this then? I'm going to follow up with you. And if the day ever comes where maybe things aren't going the way that you have planned, maybe you and I can talk about a potential day and time to get together, look at some of these other options that I'm talking about. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Awesome. Well, listen, best of luck to you. I'll stay in touch. I'll send you that email. If you have any questions, obviously don't hesitate to reach out, and then I'll talk with you next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Boom. All right, try it. Give it a shot.
Okay.
This is how your role play should go. So do you have a role play partner? Like a good one?
Yeah, but I have Darren Da Silva.
Oh, nice.
And so we haven't actually been calling for a little bit. We kind of dropped off after Thanksgiving, but Darren, I'm pretty sure he's watching this right now. We're going to start back up, bro.
Yeah. And this is the thing. So Darren, Andrew, this is a role play session. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Rep. All right. So now role play partner, Andrew, your turn. Go hit it.
Okay. So Brandon, honestly, with the market, how hot it is right now, I don't think that you're going to have any issues selling it on your own. But let me ask you, on the off chance that you did have a hard time selling it, a couple weeks or 30 days down the road, would you consider interviewing agents to help you get it sold at that point?
Yeah, I think, if we can't sell it, I think, we'd be open to that.
Okay, perfect. So why don't I do this? I'm going to send you an email with my resume and my for sale by owner backup plan, and so that you can just have all the options on the table for you. Take a look at it. If it's something that you want to talk about, we can definitely get together and go over that. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, perfect. What's your best email typically?
Brandon@gmail.com.
Okay, got it. Brandon, Gmail. Awesome. All right. And, Brandon, while I've got you, let me ask you, if I could present this plan to you and it made sense to you, and I could net you the money that you needed to get you over to San Diego when you needed to in the next couple of weeks here, would you consider interviewing or would you consider going over that plan with me now?
Probably not right now, Andrew. And I'll just be honest. We're going to try to. I think we can sell this thing, and so we're going to give it some time before we look at anything like that.
Okay, makes perfect sense. And if I was you, I'd probably do the exact same thing. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to follow up with you next week, kind of see how it's going. At that point, if you want to talk about it, great, and we can. If not, then we can just go from there. Does that sound reasonable?
All right, good. So that last piece needs work, okay?
Yeah.
That last piece. So here's what it sounds like. The last piece is, okay, great. So here's what I'll do. You don't even have to say I'll call you next week, because that pigeonholes you into talking about it next week. They might give you pushback like, well, dude, next week I'm not going to be ready either. So what you want to say is, well, Andrew, here's what I'm going to do. I'll stay in touch with you. And if things don't go your way, or if some reason you don't end up selling on your own, maybe at that point we can talk about possibly getting together. Would that be fair? That's how you're going to end that piece. And they're going to say, yeah, that sounds good. Okay. And then you can end the call. So just try that last piece one more time.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just stay in touch with you, Brandon. And if it comes to that point when if you're having a hard time selling it, then we can talk about it at that point. Does that sound fair?
Now say we can talk about possibly, we want to use a non-threatening word there. We can talk about possibly getting together at that point. Does that sound fair? Try it one more time.
Yeah. So Brandon, here's what I'll do. I'll stay in touch with you. And if things aren't going the way that you want them to, we can possibly get together and talk about it at that point. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, Andrew, that sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So I'll shoot you that email. And like I said, I'll be in touch. Have a good day.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so terrible at just ending it. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, listen, best of luck. Best of luck. We'll talk to you soon. If you need anything, let me know. And then, the call's over.
I'm much better on the calls.
I know you are. I know you are.
You got people watching. I don't know.
I get it. So but that's the little process that's going to kind of get you over the edge to start setting these listing appointments. Okay. And like I mentioned, I mean, you're pretty damn close to getting to that point. I think we just got to clean up this little qualifying piece of the call at the end. And I think that it'll make a massive difference, because here's what's going to happen. The prospects, when you can nail that with confidence and with conviction, you're going to start to find really good leads where they weren't so obvious before. They're going to start to, and this is the best part. When you ask for the appointment now, you're going to get some of them to say yes. And you're going to then you'll be like, oh shit. All right, cool. Right.
Yeah. Then I'll be like, all right, I got to memorize the listing appointment a lot better.
That's right. So man, great job today. I had a lot of fun with you. We'll just get you signed up. We'll do more of these, but have a great weekend, man. And we'll see you next week. All right.
Thank you, Brandon. I really appreciate it.